I am back with Mathmosa, and in this lesson we're going to learn about multiplication and division strategies and word problems. And we're going to focus on a strategy for each multiplication and division that is efficient and reliable to use. Let's get started. The first thing we need to review are some important words in both multiplication and division. Let's look at multiplication. Two words that we use when we multiply are factor and product. So I'm going to write the number sentence 8 times 7 equals 56. So in this number sentence, the 8 times, or 8 groups of 7 equals. The 8 and the 7 are both factors. Okay, factors are the numbers you are multiplying together. Then the product is the answer. So 8 times 7 equals 56. Okay, so if I draw a line, the factors are the two numbers I multiply together, and the product is the answer or the total. All right, looking at a division number sentence, I'm going to use the same numbers. So the dividend is the largest number that you're breaking into groups. So if I use this same number sentence, a related division sentence, it would be 56. Okay, and then divided by, let's go with 8. 8 would be the divisor, and then equals 7. 7 would be the quotient. So looking at this, the dividend is the largest number, the number you're breaking into groups. The divisor is either the number of groups you're breaking it into or the groups that you have that you are dealing out into each group. And then the quotient is the answer to a division problem. So the quotient in this case, it would be 7. So you could think of, let's say, 56 divided into 8 groups equals 7 in each group, or because we don't have a word problem with it, you could think 56 divided with 8 in each group would equal 7 groups. So I want to remind you that these are words that we will use when talking about multiplication and division problems, so it is good to be reminded of what each of these words refers to when multiplying or dividing. Now we're going to look at a multiplication word problem. I'm going to read it and follow the steps that I would to solve any multi-step word problem. Felix made 9 gift baskets with fruit inside. Each basket had 6 pieces of fruit. Felix used 12 more pieces of fruit to make more gift baskets. What is the total number of pieces of fruit Felix used to make all the gift baskets? So what I want you to do now is pause the video and try to solve this first, and then come back and see how I solve it. So my first step was to visualize the problem and record the important information in this first box. So you can see that I know that there are 9 baskets, there are 6 pieces of fruit in each, and then there are 12 more pieces of fruit added after the fact. So now I need to do the first step. And the first step, I need to take the 9 baskets with 6 pieces of fruit in each and turn that into a multiplication sentence. So that would be 9 groups of, or times, 6 equals n. The multiplication strategy we are going to focus on is skip counting. It is one of the most efficient strategies we can use to multiply. Now, some people may have memorized all of their multiplication facts, maybe all of the 6s, maybe all of the 2s, and that's great. But a lot of word problems will always ask you to show how you got your answer. And so this is a great strategy to use to not only show your work, but also if you don't remember the answer or you want to double check your answer, this is an excellent strategy to do that. The first thing I need to do is I need to draw 9 baskets or 9 lines. So 1, I'm going to put a comma because we're going to be skip counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so now there are 6 in each basket. So I am going to draw my 6 dots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to begin skip counting by 6. So in the first basket, there are 6 pieces of fruit. So now 6 plus 6 more, I know that is 12. Okay, now 12 plus 6 more, I know that is 18. Now, if I'm not sure what 18 plus 6 more is, that's where these dots can come in handy. So I'm going to say 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So my next number would be 24. And I keep going until I reach the 9th basket. So 36, 42, 48, and 54. I have now shown that 9 groups of 6, or 9 times 6, equals 54 total pieces of fruit altogether. So n equals 54, but I'm not done solving the problem. I'm going to pause this, I'm going to solve the rest of the problem, and we're going to go to find the final answer. So to finish solving this problem, I knew that there were 12 more pieces of fruit, so I had to take my total from 9 groups of 6, say 54 plus 12 more equals 66, and so the answer to this problem is 66 pieces of fruit to make all of the gift baskets. Now let's look at a division problem. We're going to focus on using the strategy of skip counting to solve this problem. Sally the snake loves mice. The zookeeper has 32 mice. If she gives Sally 4 mice each day, how many days will the mice last? So I want you to pause this video, try to solve the problem first by yourself, and then come back to see how we can solve it together. My first step in getting ready to solve this problem is to write down all the information I know. So I know that there are 32 mice, and if she gets 4 mice each day, I need to figure out how many days, n will be the number of days that the mice will last. My next step is to write a number sentence to solve for this. So the number sentence to solve for this would be 32. Let me rewrite that 3, it looks funny. 32 divided by, or broken into groups of 4 groups a day, equals n, or 4 mice a day. To use the skip counting strategy, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the divisor, this number right here, and I'm going to skip count by 4s up until I get to 32. And then I'll stop and I'll see, well, how many groups of 4 do I have? So let's get started. So if I'm skip counting by 4s, I'm going to start at 4 and skip count all the way up. Now, if I need to, if I'm not comfortable with skip counting by 4s, I can draw those circles to help me skip count by 4s. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. Oh, and I got to the dividend, the whole number that I started with, so I'm going to stop there, 32. So now what I need to do is I need to figure out how many groups of 4 did I have. So I'm going to go through and circle them. So I have 1 group of 4, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups, 5 groups, 6 groups, 7 groups, and 8 groups. So n equals 8 days. the mice will last 8 days. In this lesson, we learned that we can use skip counting as a strategy to multiply and divide. But there are other strategies we can use to multiply and divide as well. So if you're interested in checking out strategies to multiply, like repeated addition, drawing a picture, and skip counting, check out the multiplication video by Mrs. Cito. And if you're interested in other strategies for division, such as dealing out into groups and skip counting to the whole, check out Mrs. Cito's video as well.